Well, you don't have to, but I would greatly appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Good evening. Welcome to the West Milton Council meeting for April 8th, 2025. I'm Vice Mayor Chris Horn, filling in for Mayor Hurst, who's not feeling well tonight. Let's begin by standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Remain standing for the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Brother Dan.
Father God, we thank you for another day. Help us to do your work. Help this council to have the knowledge, the answers and the questions that they need to run our fair city in a wonderful way. We thank you for them and their sacrifice. Lord, take this time. Help us all to make our country, our nation, our city a little better place each day. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Maybe see. All right, we'll begin tonight with roll call.
Mr. Dorman?
Here.
Mr. Horn?
Here.
Ms. Metz?
Here.
Ms. Gregory?
Here.
Mr. Fogel?
Here.
Mr. Souders?
Here.
Mayor Hurst.
All right, next we'll move to excuse council members from previous meetings. The only one absent from a previous meeting in the last month was me on the workshop for March 25th, 2025. Any motions?
I'll make a motion to excuse Council Member Chris Horn from the workshop that occurred on March 25th, 2025.
Second.
Mr. Dorman?
Yes.
Mr. Horn?
Abstain.
Ms. Metz?
Yes.
Ms. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Fogel?
Yes.
Mr. Souders?
Yes.
All right, correspondence to council. Mr. Manager, is there any?
None was received.
Okay, very good. Move along to recognition of Village Employee of the Year.
Approve the minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped the approval of the minutes. Excuse me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We need to approve the minutes for March 11th, 2025 regular council meeting and March 25th, 2025 council workshop. We've received the typed up minutes. Does anybody have any discussion or questions about those?
Vice Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from March 11th, 2025 for the regular council meeting and March 25th, 2025 for the council workshop meeting.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Dorman?
Yes.
Mr. Horn?
Yes.
Ms. Metz?
Yes.
Ms. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Fogel?
Yes.
Mr. Souders?
Yes.
All right. Now, see, I was just excited to recognize one of our village employees. So you can, you don't hold that against me. So tonight we want to recognize Village Employee of the Year. We'll turn it over to Service Director Heron for that.
Staff's been kind of talking for a long time now about doing this, and we finally got together, and I think we're starting a tradition, and I think it'll carry on. We would basically want to recognize an employee that each year that symbolizes our efforts to hard work, that goes the extra mile while being respectful and courteous to the public and to their fellow employees. Our staff members all cast a vote, and we had one employee that received an overwhelming number of votes. That employee is Brian Lakin. He happens to be here tonight. He showed up for the Employee of the Year, and he didn't know he was the Employee of the Year. See? That's what I'm saying. He's always... Brian's been working with the village since July of 2023. Since his first day, Brian's been a great learner and has put his knowledge to use while collecting refuse daily, which I can tell you is not an easy job, especially doing it day after day after day. Brian's always on time and present for work. He interacts with the public often and has a small fan club on his refuse routes. Brian's driving record is impeccable, and he can always be trusted and counted on. We're very glad to have him in our work family. This is for you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
You got 5 minutes to
This is
go.
impossible without everybody else that I work with, because we all work together as a team. I love working here, and never thought that I would be as happy as I am when I get to see the children.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing that makes my day, is that the kids see the trash truck, why the trash truck, but kids just love it. That makes my day.
It's a big truck. I mean,
A lot of flashing lights too, but I love working here. This means something, but it's nothing without the help that I get from everybody else.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Brian, and thanks to all of our employees and everybody who works hard to make the village what it is. We appreciate it very much. All right, on to legislation for tonight. We do have a lengthy agenda this evening. Before we get started into those, do any of the public have any comments about the legislations tonight that are pending? All right, very good. We'll move on to the first one. First one is CM-25-23, a resolution to make necessary improvements to various traffic signals. Ms. Brush?
It's a resolution to make necessary improvements to various traffic signals. Whereas maintaining the municipal traffic signals is of the utmost importance, and whereas there are traffic signal issues at North Miami Street at Hayes Street and South Miami Street at Emmerich Road that need immediate repairs, and whereas these repairs will be made by the municipal contractor that currently tests and maintains these signals annually. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Municipality of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, the council authorizes that all quoted repairs be performed by Capital Electric Line Builders, LLC of Dayton, Ohio, in the amount of $16,941.32. Section 2, the council hereby authorizes the Director of Service to execute all the proper documents and ensure the repairs are done correctly. Section 3, this resolution shall take effect and be enforced from and after its passage.
All right, Mr. Herron, could you just give us a quick reminder of those things that are happening at those traffic lights?
Sure. So every year they get inspected and tested and then run through the programming checks. Last year, during inspection, we had several issues, including like the overhead cable, some of the signal heads. We need an actual disconnect switch on one of our locations. So it'll mainly be just necessary repair.
Very good. Council have any questions or comments? All right, any motions?
I motion we approve Resolution CM 25-23 as written.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Dorman?
yes.
Mr. Horn?
Yes.
Ms. Metz?
Yes.
Ms. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Fogel?
Yes.
Mr. Stoddard?
Yes.
All right, moving on to number 2, has to do with approving updates to the council chambers that we've been looking at for a while to help improve communication with the public and keep up with the time, so to speak. Ms. Brosh.
It's a resolution approving updates to the council chambers. Whereas the current council chambers is in need of an update to improve the quality of sound, vision, and to be more user-friendly for council members and attendees. And whereas the Council for the Municipality of West Milton has reviewed possible costs and expenses for these updates. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Municipality of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, Council approves updates to the council chambers to improve the visual quality, sound quality, and to incorporate a more user-friendly environment at a total cost not to exceed $48,000. Section 2, that this resolution shall be effective on and after the earliest date permitted by law.
All right, very good. Council, do you have any discussion or any thoughts or anything to share?
I just had a question
Yeah.
in reference to this. I thought, and I was looking back through everything, and maybe I thought wrong. I thought we had already had a resolution that we had read and approved for a not-to-exceed amount of $55K for all of that, that included the village as well with the updated computers and all that type of stuff. So this is, was I dreaming that?
No, I think there's two different projects. There was one that was updating the computers, and then this is more the technology here in the council chambers.
So it's the,
There's
okay,
two different projects. There's some overlap because they both involve technology.
gotcha. That's what I wanted, just make sure I had the clarification, I guess, on, so, very good. And how soon do we think things are going to start here in the council chambers with those?
We've got some of the equipment already in-house. I believe some is yet to come in, but we'll make it as soon as we can.
Okay.
Very good. Anybody else? Anything else? All right, we'll entertain motions on this resolution.
I'll make a motion to accept Resolution CM-25-25 as written and read.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dorman?
Yes.
Mr. Horn?
Yes.
Ms. Metz? Yes. Ms. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Fogel?
Yes.
Mr. Souders?
Yes.
All right, very good. Third item on the agenda tonight is the first reading of an ordinance to update the ordinances on, what's the right word? Code enforcement things. So we'll turn it over to Ms. Ross.
It's an ordinance amending sections 98.08G and H of the West Milton Code of Ordinances to include the maintenance and repair of all sidewalks, walkways, stairs, driveways, parking lots, parking spaces, and similar areas located within the municipality of West Milton. Whereas the West Milton Code of Ordinances currently does not address the issue of repair and maintenance for certain exterior areas of a premises. And whereas council believes it is in the best interest of the municipality to hold property owners accountable for repairing and maintaining sidewalks, walkways, stairs, driveways, parking lots, parking spaces, and similar areas in order to ensure the safety of residents and to maintain the standard of appearance of the municipality. Now therefore be it ordained by the council for the village of West Milton, Ohio as follows. Section 1, Section 98.08G shall be modified by adding subsection 7 to the West Milton Code of Ordinances relating to the exterior appearance of residential premises and structures to read as follows. 98.08G7, all sidewalks, walkways, stairs, driveways, parking lots, parking spaces, and similar areas shall be kept in a proper state of repair and maintained free from hazardous conditions. Section 2, Section 98.08H shall be modified by adding subsection 6 to the West Milton Code of Ordinances relating to the exterior appearance of non-residential premises and structures to read as follows. Section 98.08G6, all sidewalks, walkways, stairs, driveways, parking lots, parking spaces, and similar areas shall be kept in a proper state of repair and maintained free from hazardous conditions. Section 3, all other subsections of Section 150, oops, that is not correct. Should say all other sections of Section 98.08 shall remain in effect as previously written. Section 4, this ordinance shall become effective from and after the earliest date permitted by law.
All right, very good. Council, do we have any questions for manager or any comments?
I think this is well overdue for this update with this ordinance, so we can maintain safe parking lots and sidewalks and what have you in town, because there are several that are not in good shape, and really, as far as I'm concerned, being a council member, really a safety issue. So very good to see this on the agenda tonight for review.
All right, very good. It was first reading. All right, moving on to item number 4. Also an ordinance, first reading, creating a demolition permit and entering it into the Code of Ordinances. Ms. Brosh?
It's an ordinance adding section 150.293 demolition permit to the Code of Ordinances for the municipality of West Milton, Ohio. Whereas the West Milton Code of Ordinances currently does not address the issue of demolition permits for structures within the municipality. And whereas council believes it to be in the best interest of the municipality to adopt procedures that will allow the municipality to track the demolition of certain structures and receive confirmation that all necessary entities have been contacted. And whereas it is necessary to add section 150.293 addressing the issue of demolition permits to the West Milton Code of Ordinances zoning code to achieve this result. Now therefore be it ordained by the council for the municipality of West Milton, Ohio as follows. Section 1, Section 150.293 is hereby added to Chapter 150 zoning code to read as follows. Section 150.293 demolition permit. This section shall explain the procedure, process, and requirements to obtain a demolition permit within the municipality. Section A, the municipal manager is hereby authorized to enforce, issue orders to prevent and stop violations, and administer the provisions of this section. Section B, demolition permit required. A demolition permit issued by the municipal manager's office shall be required for every demolition of any structure in excess of 200 square feet in area. Every application for a demolition permit shall include reasons for demolition, a site plan, written narrative, and such other documentation as may be necessary. Section 1, site plan shall contain at a minimum the location of all structures on the lot with the structure's dimensions, including height, property boundaries and dimensions, including distance to the structure to be demolished, streets, alleys, or other man-made or natural features, location of proposed dumpsters if used, and location of all utilities. Section 2, narrative. The narrative shall detail the justification for the requested demolition permit, including but not limited to a plan for cleanup and restoration of the site after the removal of the structure, including but not limited to grading, seeding, and mulching, disposition of utilities, evidence that all taxes and utility bills are paid in full, time frame for cleanup and removal of demolition debris, including footers and slabs, necessary backfilling, plan to secure demolition site, noting what safety precautions will be taken, that is, fencing, filling basements, and the like, cleanup and debris removal, noting where construction and demolition debris is being disposed of, and any other information that, in the judgment of the municipal manager, may be necessary to completely explain the proposed demolition. Section 3, license. The applicant shall execute a license provided by the municipality, granting to the city the right to enter the property. The license shall permit the municipality to correct or eliminate any unsafe condition or conditions at the demolition site before, during, and after the demolition. The license granted by the applicant shall further provide that the municipality shall have the sole right to determine if a condition or conditions are unsafe. The license shall further include any agreement providing that the applicant shall indemnify the municipality for its cost to correct or eliminate the unsafe condition or conditions. The agreement shall provide that the indemnification may be from the contractor, maintenance deposit, or by any other manner allowed by laws determined by the municipal manager. Section 4, other approvals, other regulatory agency approvals which are necessary prior to the issuance of a demolition permit by the municipality. That is, OEPA, Regional Air Pollution Control Authority, Department of Health, and the like. Section 5, contractor's maintenance fee. The applicant shall post a contractor's maintenance fee, administrative regulation, to cover any necessary street cleaning or other damage that may result from the demolition, debris removal, and restoration. Any unused balance shall be refunded upon successful completion of the demolition after any reductions authorized herein, if any. Street closure permit request if necessary. Dumpster permit request if dumpster is to be placed within the public right-of-way. Each property owner or authorized agent shall be required to attest to the correctness of the statements and items furnished with the application. Permit expiration. Any demolition permit issued under this section shall expire 30 days from the date of the issuance if the demolition has not commenced. Section 6, fee. The demolition permit fee and any other related fees as determined by the municipal manager are posted in a fee schedule available by contacting the municipal manager. All fees are payable upon receipt of the demolition permit. Section 2, this ordinance shall become effective from and after the earliest date permitted by law.
All right, very good. And that also is a first reading. All right, moving on to number...
I have a question
Oh,
for the
sorry.
village manager about the fee in Section 6. Have you determined what that fee would be yet?
We have not. We're going to check with other communities and see what the going rate. Obviously, you want it significant enough that it covers the village's cost in dealing with the demolition. So I would expect to consult with Mr. Herron, and by the time the second reading, we'll have some numbers for you.
Very good, thank you.
If I wanted to take down my shed, which is on runners, so it's a temporary building, would that require a demolition permit, or since that's a temporary building,
I don't believe so, yeah.
it
no,
it could
that's a-
just take it down,
correct.
haul it out, all good?
All on private property, it's a temporary building, it would not qualify as I understand it.
Any certain rules on like when people remove swimming pools or fill in swimming pools or anything like that?
Again, that probably meets the definition of a structure, but not eligible for a demolition permit.
Good enough, thank you.
Anything else? All right, next on the agenda tonight, resolution to make a donation to the annual fireworks display. Ms. Brosh.
A resolution authorizing the donation of $12,000 to West Milton Community Celebrations, Incorporated, for the West Milton fireworks display for the 2025 4th of July celebration. Whereas the Village of West Milton donates a sum of money each year to help the cost of the fireworks displayed for the 4th of July celebration, and whereas West Milton Community Celebrations Incorporated, an Ohio 501c3 corporation, will be responsible for the fireworks display for the 2025 4th of July celebration. And whereas in order to continue this celebration that has been a tradition for the residents of West Milton for many years, council believes it to be in the best interest of the village to donate $12,000 toward the fireworks display. Now therefore be it resolved by the council of the Village of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, council authorizes the donation of $12,000 to West Milton Community Celebrations Incorporated for the cost of the fireworks display for the 2025 4th of July celebration. Section 2, this resolution shall take effect and be in full force upon passage.
All right, very good. Any discussion amongst council about this? Very happy to make the donation every year, something we budget and work out in the budget during that process, and so we're thankful to be able to do it again. All right, we'll entertain motions on this resolution.
A motion we approve resolution CM-25-28.
Second, 29. Oh, eight.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Dorman?
Yes.
Mr. Horn?
Yes.
Ms. Metz?
Yes.
Ms. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Fogel?
Yes.
Mr. Sodders?
Yes.
All right, on to CM-25-29, which has to do with insurance, everybody's favorite topic.
A resolution authorizing the municipal manager to renew insurance with the Public Entities Pool of Ohio. Whereas the municipality of West Milton, Ohio has been a member of the Public Entities Pool of Ohio since 2022. And whereas the insurance is due for renewal effective April 1st, 2025. Now therefore be it resolved by the council of the Village of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, the council hereby authorizes the municipal manager to execute the proper contractual documents to renew said insurance with the Public Entities Pool of Ohio for a policy term of 1 year from April 1st, 2025 through March 31st, 2026, for all coverages at a rate of $71,977, in accordance with the invoice attached hereto and incorporated herein as if fully rewritten. Section 2, this resolution shall take effect and be in full force upon its passage, or upon final passage, sorry.
All right, Manager Sheridan, you want to offer some thoughts about the new policy?
This was discussed at the council workshop. It does include a modest increase in our premium, but primarily because of additional equipment and inflation.
All right, very good. Council, any questions, thoughts, observations?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution CM 25-29 as read and written.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dorman?
Yes.
Mr. Horn?
Yes.
Ms. Metz?
Yes.
Ms. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Fogel?
Yes.
Mr. Sodders?
Yes.
All right. Next item on the agenda, CM-25-30. The sign out front of the municipal building has gotten pretty old, and it's a good use of, or for communication, and so we're looking at updating it. Ms. Brosh?
A resolution to purchase an informational sign to be used in front of the municipal building. Whereas it is necessary to upgrade, repair, and repurpose the existing sign in front of the municipal building. And whereas this new sign will better suit the municipality with upgraded graphics when publicizing important information, including emergencies, dates, and schedules to the public. And whereas the existing sign will be removed, repaired, and eventually repurposed at the West Milton Service Center complex on West Hayes Street. And whereas the 2025 operating budget capital improvements allows for this purchase. And now therefore be it resolved by by the Council of the Municipality of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, Council approves the purchase of a Wilson Image Series 192 by 320 full-color LED display sign, wireless transmitter, and receiver, including installation and removal of existing sign. The fees for which are not to exceed $25,000, payable to Wilson Electronic Displays, LLC of Germantown, Ohio. Section 2, council hereby authorizes the Director of Service to execute all the proper documents and required to complete said purchase. Section 3, this resolution shall take effect and be enforced from and after its passage.
All right, council, any comments, questions? All right, we'll entertain motions on this resolution.
Make a motion, we accept resolution CM-25-30 as written and read.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Dorman?
Yes.
Mr. Horn?
Yes.
Ms. Metz?
Yes.
Ms. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Fogel?
Yes.
Mr. Sodders?
Yes.
All right, next item on the agenda tonight, a resolution that deals with wastewater sludge hauling.
A resolution to amend Resolution Number CM-25-15 regarding the contract for the hauling of sludge from the West Milton Wastewater Treatment Plant. Whereas there is an accumulation of sludge at the West Milton Wastewater Treatment Plant, and whereas the sludge must be removed in the form of hauling by an Ohio EPA-certified contractor, and whereas formal bidding took place in accordance to West Milton Municipal Ordinance 33.18, Section 3, and whereas Polecat LLC of Piqua, Ohio was awarded the contract pursuant to Resolution CM-25-15, but has since informed the municipality that it cannot perform the services per the sludge hauling bid contract. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Municipality of West Milton, Ohio, that Section 1, the council hereby revokes the approval of the sludge haul bid contract to Polecat LLC of Piqua, Ohio, due to its inability to perform the services per the contract. Section 2, the council hereby approves sludge hauling to be done by Mike Sanitation Incorporated of New Bremen, Ohio. Section 3, the cost per gallon of sludge hauled will be 0.1995 cents for 2025, 0.2195 cents for 2026, and 0.2395 cents for 2027. Section 4, the Director of Service is hereby authorized to execute all the proper documents and contracts required to complete said program. Section 5, this resolution shall take effect and be enforced from and after its passage.
All right, very good. Council, any questions, comments? All right, we'll entertain motions on CM-25-31.
I motion we approve Resolution CM-25-31.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Dorman?
Yes.
Mr. Horn?
Yes.
Ms. Metz?
Yes.
Ms. Gregory?
Yes.
Mr. Fogel?
Yes.
Mr. Sodders?
Yes.
All right, we move on to CM-25-31. Because of our reduced numbers tonight, we're going to be doing this ordinance as a first reading. And I also wanted to see if there was interest amongst the council to waive the full reading.
I motion that we waive the full reading. Is that?
Do we need a motion in a second?
Yes.
And- Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, do I do all in favor, aye, or is it actually a roll call vote?
It has to be unanimous either way, so
Oh,
I think
okay.
either way you do it is fine.
Oh, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, very good.
Do you want me to just read the title?
Yes.
Okay. An ordinance to amend Resolution CM-94-19 as further amended by Ordinance CM-06-21 and as further amended by Ordinance CM-18-01 to reaffirm Section 150.255 of the Codified Ordinances of the Municipality of West Milton titled Tax Exemptions for Improvements to amend the boundaries of Community Reinvestment Area A.
So we did a waiving of the reading because it's 6 or 7 pages long, but the ordinance will be available for review to anybody who should request it to see the full text. It has to do with the new development and reestablishing boundaries as needed for the CRA. So that's a first reading. We'll have second reading at a future council date, probably next a month from now. All right, on to the last. I think it's the last anyway for tonight. CM-25-33, an ordinance which is a first reading to restructure the organizational structure of job classifications within the village.
Nobody wants to waive the reading of this ordinance?
I'm sorry, I guess I didn't see how long it is.
I'm just asking. It's a,
I
if I
knew,
can
I would
explain.
motion that we waive because of the format.
It's a long format, and it's really reiterating what you guys have already done in your ordinances and resolutions. It's just putting them all into one ordinance and then adding one position. So,
And the only add to this is at the bottom of the first page under administration, the assistant to the municipal manager at a level 1 staff and pay grade 1, correct?
correct.
I'm good with that if anybody wants to make a motion to waive the reading.
I motion we waive the reading for ordinance CM 20-25-33.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good.
It's an ordinance amending all prior ordinances and resolutions relating to the organizational structure with job classifications by title, staff levels, and assigned pay grades with ranges.
Very good. All right, it's first reading, so it won't be voted on until future council meeting, probably next month. Again, with the length of it, we didn't have her read it all, but you can get the text of it. It's available to everybody. This year we budgeted for a new position to be an assistant to the municipal manager, and that had to be entered into the structure for the city's pay and employees and all that. So that's what that was regarding. So with that, we're through the legislation for tonight and on to municipal manager's report.
Hold on, I have a question, sorry, about that 25-33. On the compensation schedule, do we need to say hourly versus salary? I'm assuming number 6 is like a yearly salary, not
Yes.
hourly?
Right.
Where the other ones are hourly?
Yes.
Does that need to,
I don't know which one she said.
Back here.
does that make sense?
Just looking for clarification with that,
Right, like
correct?
it's not 55,000
Well, it makes sense when you look at it, but
hourly
it's not written down.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
So
So
add
it just needs to be changed.
per hour to the ones that are hourly and,
Versus per year.
yeah.
These are just hourly.
Okay.
This one's
I don't know why
not.
that's, we'll just change number 6 so it's consistent with the rest.
Or
Not
that.
sure why that was different.
You know, that would make the most sense.
It's because number 6 is the head of the department. That's why.
Makes
Okay,
sense.
so there is a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, it says-
Suffice?
Well, I think she's saying add 1 through 5 if you add per hour or hourly after the range
Right.
of pay. And then
Yeah,
annual
add it here.
after number 6.
Yeah,
Yes.
or salary,
Just-
yeah.
Yes. Make it more clear.
I mean, it seems
Cer-
common sense to look at it, but.
No, but certainly clarity is important.
Yes.
Some people make that. Just not these some people.
I know.
Is that all?
Yeah, thanks.
Very good. No problem. All right, on to the municipal manager report. Manager Sheridan?
Yeah, just remind the council, as directed, we did send correspondence to the school corporation regarding the properties where the tennis courts and basketball courts are, offering to work with them on maintaining them either through a lease or a purchase. We've not yet received a response, but I'm hopeful that we can have some conversations so those facilities can be improved and better maintained for the community.
I got a phone call today from one of the board members asking to meet with a couple of us.
Oh, that'd be great.
It's just going to be difficult working around everybody's, it's baseball, it's tennis, it's this, it's that, it's soccer. So if there was a couple of us that wanted to meet, I think they can only meet 2 people. You want to volunteer?
depending on the day.
Okay, okay.
I don't have baseball or soccer.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll get back with them
Excellent.
and coordinate. It's probably going to be a weird schedule, but
Just
we'll
whenever.
make the conversation happen and see what they have to say. And,
That would be great.
yeah, sounds good.
One other piece that I was reminded of at the planning conference I attended last week was pertinent to this discussion, in that a community, for every dollar that a community invests in their parks and recreation, they return $2 in investment in the community. So
Can you say that again, please?
for every dollar that a community invests in their parks and recreation, they see a return of $2 of private investment.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
That's a good correlation.
Yeah.
I'd be glad to answer any questions you may have.
I appreciate you sending, like, at least we're starting the conversation. I think that's important, and
Yep.
I know how we have meetings every other week, so it's hard, like, it takes time. So, but I appreciate starting the conversation.
That's all I have.
That's all you have? Okay. All right, moving on tonight to any old business?
I had
Counsel?
a couple of questions. Just curious, I know things have closed, I believe, for the new position, the assistant to the village manager. How many applications did you end up receiving?
We received 8 resumes.
8. Okay. And I'm assuming probably now, since you're back from the conference and stuff, and get situated and caught up, probably interviewing here before too long?
We have scheduled 2. We had 3 finalists. One of the finalists bowed out before we was even interviewed. Another finalist took another position before they were interviewed, and the 3rd finalist was interviewed today.
Okay. Okay. Any updates with Stillwater Crossings on the commercial aspect there? Any updates that you can provide to us?
No, I'm meeting with Kevin Harlan later this week for the quarterly update on their project, the medical center.
Oh, good, good.
Saw they were moving dirt out there.
Yeah, they've got to raise that site. There was some discrepancy in the adjustments that Randall residents made on their project that affected the height of the project that's got to go next to it.
Oh, okay.
So they need to raise that site,
Yep,
so.
okay.
And I know probably no movement either. We're still waiting on Miami Valley Lighting with the street lighting. You've heard nothing
I've not heard an
more?
update lately. I'll contact them again, but it was more than 12 months out the last time I spoke with them.
Okay. Only other question I had, I know with all the rain and so forth, I didn't know how that impacted things in any negative way with the village. I did see how high up the water was in the park. I haven't seen it up that high in a long, long time. So I don't know how that's going to affect things with the water line under the river, and I'm sure that's going to delay things a bit. They were looking to have things completed. I think last thing you said at the workshop was maybe the end of April, but
Right. I know they completed a portion of the boring before the flood hit. I don't know how much it'll affect the completion. In a somewhat different topic, I did meet with the Conservancy District, and they're going to be coming up to talk to us about some other opportunities through the Conservancy District impacting the Stillwater.
okay. And this is a question I meant to ask the last time in our workshop. I'm assuming that all the trucks, all the dirt, everything that's staged at the old Stillwater Ridge Golf Course, that's for the work under the bridge. Is that correct? Is that what all that, with all the trucks that are staged up there? What's all that for?
That's for the gas line project.
Oh, it's for
Ritter,
the- okay.
Miller Pipeline was staging their.
Oh, they're
equipment
staging
up
their
there.
stuff there. Okay. I just didn't know
No.
who was doing that. I was
Sure.
curious. A couple folks have asked, and I
Sure.
forgot to ask at the workshop, so. Okay.
All
Tim
right.
updated, the water line is under the river as of today.
I thought it was complete. I just didn't know how it would affect going forward.
Wow, great. So now, what's the process of them tying that in to everything up there. How will that affect the folks that are up there living with their water? Will they be down for a certain period of time?
No, basically, it'll be just a switch over in the booster station, but the current line will still continue to supply until the new line's put in service, so there won't be an interruption in service. So,
Will we leave both lines open and merge them on the other side, or?
well, they both come in a different location anyway. So I guess the thought would be to, once this line's going, get with the manager and the inspector and see what our thoughts are on whether we try to leave it open or
Run it till it breaks?
I would agree, but yeah, I would expect that unless we see something dramatically different, that we would continue to utilize it until it was no longer functional.
Yeah, because we're still paying on it too.
Right.
That's very painful.
And
I'm afraid to talk about it till the other one's live, that's why I don't say much.
It's probably wise. It's probably wise.
the station that had the final updates there at the end of Hamilton. Everything's done now. Nothing else needs to be done there. Everything's been updated that needs to be updated.
Yeah, other than the normal pump motor replacements and things like that, they got the new meter in. That was what caused the last outage and boil order. So
Right.
yeah, that station's done.
Good to go.
Yes.
All right. Good to hear.
I did have one other thing. I kind of forgot till today, but the systemic grant was submitted for the crosswalks through ODOT. And then there's an interview process with ODOT in the next couple weeks, and then they'll make their final decision after that interview. And the state's been extremely helpful to us on that. So it's looking pretty positive, and hopefully they take most of the financial burden for it. So.
Great.
Do we know anything about the other grants, that community development block grant?
No, that process, we probably won't get any answers for at least 3 or 4 months by the time it works the way through the county and the state.
Gotcha. Thanks.
When's the next meeting on that? You went to the,
Went to the county council meeting a couple of weeks ago. The next meeting, I think, will be with the county staff and getting the deadlines for the actual applications for each of the projects submitted. We'll be working with Choice One on that.
A while ago, you talked about like a CIC, the land bank. I'm just remembering. Where are we at with like developing that?
Well, the CIC exists. It's an entity that has been dormant for several years. My suggestion was the council was considering some economic development committees on various topics, and that the CIC might be an appropriate vessel to use for one of those 2 economic development efforts. It actually has a $5,000 balance in a CD at Huntington Bank that's been sitting there for many years. We just need to reactivate it, get board members approved, and then get those names put on the CD so we can do something with it.
what's the main difference between like a CIC and a Chamber of Commerce?
I think a CIC has more opportunities to do direct economic development than a traditional Chamber of Commerce.
So at our workshop, Retail Strategies is coming to talk about like some economic development. Is that something that they could, like, if we went that route, that they could kind of point us in?
Very, very
Or can
possibly.
ask them
I'm
about-
not sure how familiar. CICs are fairly common from state to state, but there are some differences. So if they're familiar with how the state of Ohio treats them, they may be able to advise you.
Okay, so it would all just kind of tie together? Okay.
It seems like we put $3,000 or $2,000 in that, like, I don't know, like 10 years ago. I want to say there was a couple grand still loitering in there or something to that effect, and then we added to it with with a funding donation, however that went back then. The idea was to, I think even back then, was to revive it. So I think it's a great idea.
All right, very good. New business. Open house here at the village. May 12th, 2025. I'm reading that backwards, but yes, May 12th, 2025. Save the date. We'll have all the apparatuses and equipments and things that departments do a great job putting on for the community. It's always a great time to see everybody interacting with those things on a fun basis instead of a emergency basis. So we look forward to that. Anybody got any other new business?
Sure. April the 15th is the next bingo at the Senior Citizen Center, 6 to 8. The West Milton Rotary has taken that over as the lead, along with the Laura Lions, and our chief of police is the bingo caller and the joke teller. So if you want to hear some good comedy, stand up, come on out and enjoy. It's always well attended. The senior citizens provide some food. So yeah, it's a good night. And just a reminder that, what is it, May 31st is our first kickoff with Project Revival for the fun event in the park, the family summer kickoff in the park with
Family fun adventure.
Right.
We are started. So we're 1 year off. It's the 1 year anniversary of the solar eclipse, and we had such a good turnout at that event. So we tried to create something similar to that. And it's on May 31st, and it starts at 5. And we're gonna have a bounce house, and we're gonna have face painting, and the West Milton Church of the Nazarene is bringing some activities, and the animal shelter is bringing some puppies. And it's just going to be a really fun night. And then around 8 o'clock, we're going to start the Sandlot movie in the park on a big blow-up screen. And it's just going to be, and there's food trucks. I don't know all the food trucks, but Clark's Pizza is going to be there, so.
Buckeye Burger, Timeless Taco, the new potato food truck, Stillwater Tree with kettle corn, a couple others. So all the local food trucks will be there. Oh, and Dennis Delk with his homemade ice cream.
All right. Sounds like fun.
It's going to be so fun.
Anybody else? All right, any comments by citizens tonight?
Again, you mentioned twice about being able to read ordinances.
Yes.
I've asked this before. I would love to be able to have access to unofficial copies, of course, before you guys talk about it. So, as you ask at the beginning of them, do I have any questions?
Yes.
How can I have questions unless I know what the ordinances are? You know?
Right.
So, I would love to be able to somehow get an unofficial copy of the things
Right.
ahead of time, so we could be informed.
Right. Yeah, one of the best ways to be informed about what's going to be passed or considered now at the meeting is at the workshop, because we talk about all of these things. Right. Yeah, because sometimes this agenda doesn't actually get set until day of or hour before, so it's kind of hard to have all of that available in hard copy for everybody ahead of time, that kind of thing. So
We usually get the read-aheads either the Friday before the council meeting or at the latest,
Even
the
if it's
latest
like
Monday.
Unofficial, something uploaded,
right.
Something where I can just
Yes.
pull up.
I've also had the same thought about it, the comments before, but, so thank you, though. I appreciate that. Anybody else, comments from citizens?
Yes, I got one with the flooding we had. Did we have any issues in the village with flooding?
Mr. Herring?
Yeah, I think you posed that question, and I just kind of forgot about it. But with the village itself, not much. The wastewater plant, of course, had issues. It was getting quite a bit of flows coming in. We had just a small creek wall, but the majority of, or probably about all of the issues were private property flooding, people that were kind of taken by surprise, people that hadn't lived in the home long enough to experience a 7-inch, 7-day type situation. But to my knowledge, no injuries or major property loss of any kind.
Thanks.
Comment about the request to see the documentation. I don't know, maybe there's something we can explore, that there's a way that we can put the draft documents available
Absolutely.
for the public
Sure.
to review before the meeting, and we can have that online somewhere that
Sure.
they can do that. That would be great.
Council,
If that would,
council
Yeah.
wants to make that available, we can certainly do that.
Where you've been in the past, where, we're a pool of one here. You're the one with the
Typically, once the packet is ready for the elected officials, if someone requests a copy, we give them a digital or a hard copy of the paperwork. So, but I obviously have it marked draft.
but that was all based on request,
That was based on request.
not just
because-
available somewhere.
Well, I mean, we could put it online, but I'm not, I think it makes more sense to make it available on request, at least to begin with, and then depending on how that goes, because sometimes there are changes. The important part is they understand it's a draft.
Right.
And nothing's official until it's accepted, and oftentimes drafts are modified.
sometimes between Friday, us getting it,
Exactly.
reading it,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Right.
So,
Tuesday night.
as long as everyone understands that until it's actually voted on, it's not official.
So is it possible, like, I know in Microsoft Word, you can like watermark documents, like draft, and
Yeah.
then save it as a PDF? And then, like, if we have an email list of people that request it, that we can just
Sure.
email it out to them?
As long as
'Cause
you
I
authorize
mean,
it, staff's happy to do that.
Yeah, because I can think if you posted it just right out there, that
That's
may
fine.
not always be, it's not that we're hiding anything, but
No.
that could be challenging.
However
I
you
think
wish
that's a good
it
idea.
disseminated.
And I think it's a great question. It's been asked before, it's been pondered before.
Yeah, and a draft email would be wonderful, you know.
That's fine.
Yeah, you know.
In fact,
I don't suspect you guys are doing anything, but it would be nice to.
did we not, in the past, do the order differently as far as asking for questions about legislation after? it
No,
was
it's
read?
always been
It's always been
it's
this
always
way?
been before, and I've always thought it was fraught because of that.
If I had
then
the
as I
information
thought
ahead
about
of
it-
time, having the question before.
But then as I thought about it more, somebody follows through workshops in the cycle, then they know what's, but anyway, yes, we could create something like that, I think would be a good idea.
Okay.
In the meantime, I would just say that before the next council meeting or workshop on Monday, stop by here and request a copy.
Okay.
And that way you would be able to review it before the meeting.
Sure.
Great.
Glad to do it.
All right, any other comments?
Being Mr. Sheridan's door every Monday.
Fine.
All right, seeing no further comments, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All any opposed?
Yeah.
We are adjourned. Hey, thanks for praying tonight.